Friday night freestyle. Oh, I gotta get better at doing that. I don't sound at all like that Michael Buffer guy. Okay, you can see we've taken giant big canvas today, right? And we're gonna get zoomed in and make sure it's all centered and do all that so you can see everything nice and up close. Big 24 by 36 inch canvas. And you can see we've already prepped it with our gesso. This is an old canvas that's already got a painting underneath it, right? Instead of sanding it off and doing it the right way, which PaintWithJosh usually never does, I just covered it in my black gesso. And we're going to incorporate a lot of textured bits in the new painting. So it's going to be fun. Now what I've done with the white, initially we put white gesso along the top, covered that, let it dry, then we did our black, let that dry. This was like 2 or 3 days ago. Now we're putting our liquid white on top of this white section, so it allow our colors to blend together, turn into these gorgeous little things. And then we're going to take liquid clear and put it on our black section, so it allow us to do the same thing. Same exact thing. Okay, don't need a whole lot. You can even see the tip of my mountain back here. We're going to have to cover that guy up. Going to have to cover him up. So if this is your first time watching Paint with Josh, tell us where you're watching from, what time it is where you are. While I get set up, London's going to read out all the questions, and we'll get to know everybody. And if you have a question in the middle of the video, you can ask it. She'll be here to read them out. London's my gorgeous wife, if you've never heard her beautiful voice before, and then it spat paint thinner all over me. Say hello, babe.
Hi. Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Now, we use odorless mineral spirits, and we wear, nitrile gloves for a reason. We don't want to get this stuff into our skin, at least I don't. So, odorless mineral spirits, and just like that, it's like it never even got on me before. Now, it's very difficult to pour a very full gallon of this odorless mineral spirits. So, be careful. It likes to drip and run, and you got to have like a backup cup ready to catch all the drips.
A backup cup.
A backup cup.
Backup cup.
Yeah, backup cup. If you say it fast enough, it's fun. Backup cup. All right, now we got to tape this thing down. We're going to get ready. Of course, Paint with Josh is never ready. Never, ever ready when we do a video. I think that's part of the charm of Paint with Josh, is that we're just like the random person, right? I don't have anything prepped. We're up in a spare room of our house, just kind of making it up as we go along. And you guys love it. Let's see, did we clean? Yeah, we did clean that. Make sure we dab them off on a paper towel. Now we're going to pour this over our other cup. I don't want to do it up here where you guys can see because it's really drippy when it's brand new. So I'm going to allow that to fill up our cup and then drip into another cup off the back end of the can. You guys know what it's like when you're trying to pour something and it doesn't come out and it starts feeding down the can or whatever you're pouring out of and then dripping usually onto your countertop. That's what I don't want to happen in here with all this paint thinner or low odor mineral spirits. So there we go. All right, let's put the lid back on just in case we knock it over. It's a high possibility that could happen. What happened to the lid? We've lost the lid, guys. Babe, did you see the lid?
The lid what?
Oh, it's here. It's here on the easel. I got it. I found it. I found it. We're going to have to stop the show right there. All right, now let's cover our canvas with our clear. I want to save just a little bit of the liquid white. I'm going to show you here. Just in a little petri dish or the top of the lid. I call it a petri dish. It's kind of what it reminds me of, right? Just get a little bit off the top of your knife into the dish. Set that over to the side because we're going to use it later. We're going to need to highlight all of our gorgeous trees and all that stuff with that beautiful white. Mix it in, make all sorts of colors. Okay, now we're going to take our liquid clear, same brush that we just washed and dried. Bob Ross liquid clear looks a lot like that. And I don't want to get a whole lot of it. Maybe just like a 1/4 inch up the bristles, right? Maybe dab some of it off because we can always come back and get more. But you can have too much of this stuff. You don't want to have too much of this. And I like to dump it in different places across our canvas. And then when we go back and blend it in, looks like it's still got a little bit of white in there. We go back and blend it together. We won't have all this chunky bit that we have to kind of move out of the way.
Can you do me a favor? Could you just do a shout out to Kai? They are the individual that made the video for you.
Oh, definitely. Kai, that was an awesome video. Made me tear up. There's something about the music and how you said like I helped you and when you thought nobody else could. It was really touching, and I very much appreciate that. I know everybody on Facebook loved it. All my TikTok fans loved it. So thank you for making that for me. It was gorgeous. Kai.
Okay, now tell Kai to go to sleep.
Now go to sleep, Kai. Go to bed. London says go to bed. All right. Literally just trying to make this nice and thin. You don't need it to be super thick. Doesn't want, you know, you're not gonna want it. You're not gonna want to feel it, that's for sure. You want a very, very, very thin layer just in the areas that are black. You don't want to go into our white and then start to mix that. It's gonna drag white all over the place. And that's not what we want. Now our canvas is totally covered and we are ready to paint. You know what's cool too? When it dries, this will be a matte color and this will be a gloss. It'll be really cool. Really, really neat. And you guys know that from last week's tutorial. If you did Wednesday, it's still that same week, but if you did Wednesday's tutorial, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Kathy Swafford is here watching from YouTube TV.
Hey!
Golden, Illinois.
From Golden, Illinois. That's awesome.
Lynette Randall is watching from Australia. Favorite way to spend my lunchtime on Saturdays.
Definitely, it is. I always forget it's Saturday Day Freestyle over in Australia.
The Harrises are here watching.
Hey to the Harrises and Moose and Danny and Roberta. I almost said Rosita. Alright, let's go through the colors we have, guys. So, just in case anybody's left still watching, we have cad yellow, bright red, dark sienna brown, yellow ochre, bright red, dark sienna. My goodness, we're just gonna, let's just cut and then we're gonna start over.
Take a deep breath. Say welcome to Paint with Josh.
Hi, welcome to Paint with Josh. We're doing a painting show. It's a live show, remember. Yellow ochre, bright red, dark sienna, cadmium yellow, phthalo green, phthalo blue, alizarin crimson, midnight black, titanium white. Maybe we use them all. Maybe we just use a few. But we're going to find out what we're going to do because I don't even know what it's going to be. In this case, it's sort of kind of planned out how we want to really paint it. So deciding on a sunset, I'm thinking right here, and then we can blast everything out, right? So let's go into just a little bit of our cad yellow. Grab some of that guy up, grab a little bit of the yellow ochre as well, and just mix those guys up together right here on the brush, pulling it right out. We can always clean up our spot later. And then maybe up in here, we'll come into that area, just dropping a little bit of that yellowish color in there. Doesn't even have to be a certain shape or anything. Maybe it comes out here a little bit. Look at my canvas, it's trying to fall out, babe. All that shaking and the moving and shaking.
Shaking and grooving and...
Shaking and grooving and moving.
So we have Caitlin who is watching you paint while watching Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I love that. It's fantastic. Okay. Let's get a little bit of red while Lennon keeps talking. Go ahead.
Darlin is here watching. We're apparently on her TV for everyone in her family to see.
Oh, jeez.
Ross Richard is here from Tennessee. Kai is watching from London.
Kai should be in bed, I thought.
Yeah, well, yeah, they should. Wanda Miller is watching, longtime fan, first time poster from Rapid City, South Dakota. It's 8 p.m. there.
Thank you. I had my first time long time right there. That's cool. Long time fan, first time commenter. I used to say it in radio all the time. Oh, I've been a long fan. It's my first time calling, so they'd shorten it to first time, long time. A little bit cat yellow.
We have Daniel is watching from Texas.
Look at, we go right over those trees, like they're not even there. Not even there. If they survive and shine through, then good for them. Man. Go ahead. Texas, you said, Daniel?
Yep.
Daniel, my guy, a little bit of red, a little bit of crimson. Don't get any of the other colors in there, though.
I don't want to, weird you out or anything, but Bram's watching.
Bram! The great Bram Bevins watching one of Paint with Josh's videos. I am honored, Sir Bram. I was so bummed when Bram was like, I'm going to come out to Vegas and we really need to get together. And I'm like, yes, we so do. And then something happened. Somebody got sick. Somebody couldn't make the meeting. Something happened and he had to cancel. I was so bummed. So thank you, Bram, for having a look-see at what we're up to over here. Just live, you know, live painting like always.
John Scott is watching from Gold Beach, Oregon.
Gold Beach.
Denise
cool
Henley says, "Hi Josh, I'm new to your channel. Love your paintings. I try them with acrylics."
Excellent, Denise. You are one of many I hear that try them with acrylics. A little bit of blue, a little bit of crimson, just so we get that kind of purpley color.
Bram says, "This old dude finally caught you. Looking sweet."
Thank you. Thank you, sir. You know, gotta rock my merch. I know a couple of my fans have shown up to your classes in my merch. It really makes my day when you guys take those pictures and you're at Bram and Steve's class and you got a Paint with Josh shirt on. Oh my God, I've never been so happier. Or never been happier. See, I'm so happy I've lost the ability to speak. Let's take a little bit of the dark and just, I mean, we're gonna have a giant mountain in here anyway.
Bill
and I don't
Britt
want to
is
lose all
watching
of it.
from Georgia.
Bill Britt, my guy, he's bought some of the Paint with Josh merch. Let me tell you that. Okay, now we're gonna get rid of this color-filled brush. All these different colors. We haven't washed it one single time. We're gonna go back to our dry brush. And then we'll be able to push all these colors together. Let me check what the camera sees. Oh, I can see it. Looks fantastic.
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio. Thank you for
Did I
tuning
tell
in.
you to get rid of that stage?
I did get rid of the stage, and then I brought home a new one. So, you can't stop me. Okay, let's do...
Crystal is watching from OIO.
Do we, just quickly, hi Crystal, thank you. Do we need to zoom in, or is it big enough that you guys can see everything?
It's big enough, and I'm sure someone wants to see your face.
Nah, nobody likes seeing me. I get comments all the time. Why is the canvas off to the side and you're like dead center in the frame? I'm like, sorry, I'm vain. What do you want me to say? I want to see myself up here. I got to see what I look like. This is how I track my weight loss. Am I looking better or no?
You're so vain.
I definitely am. There's not a question about it.
This show is about you.
This show is about me.
Vain.
This is my show. It is about me 100% and my kind of learning to paint journey along with you guys.
Learning to paint. I think you've mastered it. We could just...
Yeah, look at it. It needs more over here though. See what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's too yellow.
Deborah Harville is watching from Dry Fork, Virginia. David Mork is laughing at my saying, I think.
Or mine, maybe.
Daniel Click says, of course, all the phthalos.
All the phthalos. I ran out of Prussian blue. That's why. I would use Prussian blue.
You've run out?
Oh, definitely. I have run out of Prussian blue like you wouldn't believe. Now look, I don't want to go this dark over here, right? But I want it to be maybe more of an arc or some kind of, maybe this kind of crimson-y red color. So we'll have to go back. Look at all that dark color inside our crimson. Now look at how lazy I am. Maybe I'll just grab a bit from the top and then we'll come over here to our red and see if we can't just make that same color and come, oh my, look at how good I am. Woo!
We know, that's why we tune in.
Hey, well look out.
So vain.
No, I'm just
You probably
playing.
think the song is about...
I'm just playing. A little bit more crimson.
Michelle
I want it to
Smith
be dark.
just sent 200 stars. Thank
Hey,
you, Michelle.
Michelle.
That will really help so that we can buy some more Prussian blue.
It will, yes, absolutely. It will help buying with the Prussian blue. Okay, look at that. Oh, maybe. Oh, you guys know how I like just popping in little bits of like kind of red or orangey cloud across where our quote unquote sun is. Fantastic. Okay, and I plan with this guy, because it's such a fat canvas and it already has like, you know, the old painting underneath, I'm just gonna black out the sides. So I'm not really worried about wrapping around the edges so much as we usually are. We're all about wrapping around the edge. Now look, all that dark crimson-y color up here, it's gonna be fine when we go over here. If it was this yellow and you come up into all this blue, you're not gonna have a good time.
What color are you going to get, babe?
You're gonna get green.
Green. Wah, 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 wah.
I mean, green is one of my favorite colors, but...
It is?
Oh, definitely.
I didn't know that.
It's the color of money, and my other favorite thing that starts with M.
It's true.
All the potheads know what I'm talking about. All right, we're gonna now that we've blent. Is that a word? Blent. Now that we've blended all of our dark colors out, I don't really want to go back too far into that light area. You see what I mean? And try to keep it all like that. We're even gonna put some dark clouds up here, kind of bounce off either which way. Just like this with a few little swipes. I'm not going to overdo it, right? I want to have these little differences in there. That's going to be cool. When we get down past where our mountain is going to grow, that's going to be fun. And look at the angle we're going right here. They're almost like parentheses, kind of laying down on the side. Don't always have to be crisscross. If you drag them in, you'll leave these cool little streaks, different little things in your cloud. And if you don't want them in there, just kind of cross them out. They're like, yeah, I thought it was going to look differently than it did, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I just blended it out. Bam, just like that. Very cool.
Daniel from Texas would like to know how many Phthalos had to give their life so you could paint that sky.
Just 2. Blue. I didn't even use the green, so... Man, it's hot up here. Oh, we forgot to... Can you turn the fan on, honey?
You need the fan on?
It's so warm. Now that I know Bram's watching, I'm nervous. Cheese.
Cheese?
Cheese.
What does cheese have to do with it?
Cheese and rice. Okay. There we go. Just pulling in some purpley kind of around. And again, you can sit and make little clouds with these colors that we start to create. You don't have to go back to your palette. You can just kind of place them correctly. Maybe a little bit of that darker color. Ooh, a little bit too much right there, but it's okay. It'll look like something cool. And our sun will be right down here. Or maybe right there, that brightest area. That's where all of our little sun rays are going to come from.
I have quieted the tiny human.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't even notice her. Thank you. I'm so in tune with what I'm doing. I didn't even notice our daughter making a ruckus. When she knows it's showtime. Look at that. Look at how far away those... Initially, these black trees look like they were dead straight on top of whatever this chunk is. Maybe it's a big rock, whatever it is. Now look at how far away they are. They're so far because they've blended in with all this color that initially is on there. That's what's so neat about the black gesso. The black gesso. You can create so much distance depending on how much paint. And these guys over here, right? When we come back to this side, if you want them darker, now you have a little kind of guide. You know, okay, I wanted the tree right there, so I can put a new one there. I put 2 new ones over here. Whatever you want to do.
Just want to let you know, Bram says that he is writing down critiques and will dish out.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Roberta Harris just sent 100 stars. Thank you so much.
I literally love Bram. He's so funny.
Am I at risk?
No, not like that. I think Bram's married and happily married. I mean, we could be gay together. It's you know, anything's possible. But no, I'm just messing around. But he's so funny. Like, just little things he says. He's like Chevy Chase. He's like just funny all the time.
Caitlin
just
on
like
YouTube
that comment was hilarious.
Is irritated because we can't see Bob.
Can't see Bob. I know the canvas is too dang big today. I don't know what to do about that.
Big canvas, no Bob.
Yeah, right? Okay, remember, we're going to have a whacking giant mountain right here, so we got to just think about what we want. Maybe a few clouds off to the side, a few clouds off to this side. I think this side looks pretty good. Maybe we'll add a little bit of white, some sort of something to kind of brighten them up. Depends on what you want to do.
Michelle Rose says, beautiful sky.
Thank you.
Just so that I can give you guys my little spiel real quick.
London's coming in.
If you are watching on Facebook, please feel free to smash those emojis. Do not hit the angry face. That does not help us. If you are interested in hitting the angry face or you're not enjoying watching, please find yourself a live that you do enjoy watching. Please comment so that we can see who is watching. That does massively help the situation. And if you're over on YouTube, you also have the ability, like the individuals on Facebook who can send stars. There is no financial requirement to watch the channel. But if you are interested, you can send super stickers on YouTube or stars on Facebook. And they do go directly to the artist. They are not spent by his wife.
Unless she goes to buy canvases at Michael's, which happens.
Danny Harris said something about weight. Hold on.
So, about me weight loss. Somebody said I'm losing too much weight. I was like, no, I'm not. I still have all of this. I don't like. Every time I'm like, hey guys, look at my 4,000 neck chins. They really, really boost my confidence level. So I'll do videos like this. Welcome to Paint with Josh. How you guys doing? Well, okay, perfect. Let's do some painting. Hang on. Hello. All right, let's get a little bit. You guys know how I like this. We already have our purple right here, and we already have our red. You know, when I'm in my yellow section, I like having that red cloud. Then we move out here, and we go to crimson. Then we move out here, and we go to purple, right? Same way that we did with our sky.
I want to
kind
let
of
you
follow
know
that.
Your robot impression made people giggle.
Well, that's good. Oh, shoot. I just touched it with the wrong brush. Not like it's going to make a difference. This is my dark color brush. So having a little bit of white paint on it is not going to hurt it. It's going to end up being covered eventually. Okay. I need the dark brush. I'm all over the place.
You are.
Let's see. A little bit of blue. I'm so nervy. No, a little bit of blue. You know, I hit the vape pen before. It's whatever.
Joshua.
It's whatever. That's how I get creative. You know, everyone's got their own, process, I guess, right? Okay, a little bit of that crimson-y color. And let's come out here on the end. And maybe there's like the smallest little cursive-y little smush of a cloud, right? That's all you need. Little smushy smush. Then we're going to come in here and grab our 1-inch brush, and we're just going to blend it out. All we're going to do is stretch it a little bit.
Bruce is watching from Waterloo, Iowa. That's a mouthful.
Waterloo, Iowa.
Ohio.
See that? Just blend it to where, once it almost becomes the same color that we're at here, you stop.
Robin Basinger says breathe.
And with some white.
He's trying.
Says what?
Breathe.
Breathe?
Yeah, your bonkersness.
I'm fine.
Yo,
I don't know what you guys are about.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make the show interesting, okay? Let's see. A little bit of white, smush. That's all you need. Take that same purple brush we just used, very lightly.
Smush.
Just mix them up. Mix it up, mix it down, mix it to the side, mix it all over. Very cool. You have a soft little cloud back there. And then you can go back and add different things.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, or maybe you're not interested in talking about it, but how many followers do you have on each channels?
I recently broke 10,000 Facebook followers. Thank you guys so much.
What about YouTube? Babe?
Literally, last time I checked, I was 1 away from 4,000. I was 3,000.
You've hit 4,000.
4,000 YouTube subscribers. We're gonna have a party, guys. It's gonna be fantastic.
Says it, look, 4K. Paint with Josh, 4K.
Woo! Look at that. Just exploding the YouTube sensation.
So hold on. Does that mean that afterwards you become 8K? Isn't that the step up from 4K?
I guess so.
Isn't that how that works?
I guess so. There we go. A little bit of that darkness because we're gonna kind of play it into that cloud.
Don't you have
Again,
to say
take
thank
this.
you to the people that are watching?
Yes, thank you guys so much. Like, I'm not even joking. I work so hard trying to grow this channel and trying to be a name like Bram when people are like, oh. Have you seen that Paint with Josh guy? Like, oh, you know how much that touches my heart? Because I used to do this for no one. London didn't even watch my videos. And don't lie. Don't lie.
I used
no
to
one
sit
watched.
on the staircase.
No one watched them.
And watch your videos at Dad's house, and then when we lived in
Well, that was before. I'm talking about in the beginning.
Well, yeah, they sucked in the beginning.
Yeah. No, agreeably, no one watched them for a reason. I was not good. I had one good painting in the beginning, and then I started doing a couple tutorials on Facebook and stuff. They're still around. They have like 30,000 views now, but and people still comment and share them. I'm like, oh, thanks so much. But agreeably, I was not good, so I don't disagree why people didn't watch. But it's doing that and doing this over and over and over again for no one. It's amazing that I've lasted this long, and now finally, everybody is so nice. And I love when people try the videos, grab a little bit of the white. I just want to brighten this guy up a little bit. I didn't mean to go into the purple, so now we're going to have to make him really light purple. There we go. Like, when people try the videos, it's amazing. I love you guys. You're fantastic. You all are fabulous painters. Watch this, do this crazy little guy. Why not? The cloud doesn't have to look like anything you've ever seen, or it could look like something you want to see. It could look like something you saw one time mixed with another sky that you saw another time. Like, it's so much fun to just sit and play and soften all these bright colors, leaving these super vibrant areas to pop out. You know what I mean? These areas back here that are real deep and rich, you leave those, and then you kind of brighten and dull at the same time. And the way that I explain it may not make sense, but if you just do as I do and not as I say, then we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Babe, I'm a little confused.
A little bit of that white, just bounce it in.
I was just looking at a previous video, and you used to paint all the time wearing a beanie.
I did. It was.
So, once you get bored of the baseball hat, is it going to be like a cowboy hat?
Oh, I have a cowboy hat downstairs, actually. I could put that sucker on and do a western scene.
Hey, is there something happening on Sunday?
That would be fantastic. Oh, definitely. So, besides Sunday Seascapes, which is my weekly seascape show where we literally do the same thing. I mean, this one's kind of prepped ahead of time. I knew kind of what I wanted to do. I'm covering over an old painting. We're normally making it up on the fly. But on Sunday, we do the same thing that we're doing right here, except we're doing it on for an ocean scene or a beach scene, or little rippling waves, or big giant waves, or, all sorts of stuff. And that's on Sunday. And the reason London's bringing it up is because this Sunday, we're also doing a raffle to win a Paint with Josh painting for $1, as little as $1. You buy the raffle tickets on PaintWithJosh.com. And on Sunday, we're going to live draw from a hat, and the winner gets to pick out of the 3 paintings. I actually brought them home from work, surprisingly. I remembered to bring them home. Let's see, I'm going to put a little bit more darkness back in here, and then we'll just blend it in. Watch. You can just change your clouds, just all of a sudden. Just because it needed to look just a bit darker, but look at that. Oh, just adds a little bit of depth, a little bit of distance, a little bit of dimension to our cloud, right? Just little shadows here and there. Watch, little bits where it's kind of dark, but maybe not dark enough. And then we come back in while we just get our brushes all over the place. Blend it until you like the way that it looks. You can blend it very softly, or you can very lightly blend it. Totally up to you. I can't wait for Bram's critiques. That's the only thing that's in my head right now.
So if somebody wanted to buy...
And I know it was a joke, but
if
it's still
somebody
funny.
wanted to buy tickets to the raffle, how would they do that, babe?
So you can go to PaintWithJosh.com. Watch this one little guy back there. Look at that. PaintWithJosh.com, it's the very first thing you're going to see when you go there is raffle tickets. And they're $1 each. You can buy as many as you want. You can buy one. We've had a person buy 1 ticket and win the raffle on 1 ticket. I'm dead serious. Why is this in the way? It's just got paint all over it. Or you can buy 100 tickets and win. That's happened as well. You can buy 5, you can buy 10, you can buy 20, you can buy 1,000,000. Please buy 1,000,000. That would be fantastic. I'll give you every single painting that I've ever done if you buy 1,000,000 tickets. Look at that sky. My goodness. I think, yeah, we left room for a chemtrail up there. You guys know I love my contrails. You can literally take a bit of white just on the edge of our knife, small little bit, pull it out, very flat, scrape it out. You don't need a whole lot. It's a tiny little thing. But angle is most important. And normally when I see them, they're usually flying, you know, kind of from the distance forward, which means that the line is going to go up a little. But not straight up, not a 45-degree angle. Just a very soft, flat-ish.
I do just want to let you know that for the first time ever, like I'm crying over here.
Why are you crying?
For the first time ever, you have 25 viewers on YouTube.
Oh, wow. You guys are killing it. Look at that. That's not too bad.
And Danny just sent, Danny on YouTube, not Danny Harris on Facebook.
Danny on YouTube.
Sent one of the unicorn stickers.
Hey, that's awesome. Thank you for that. I want to make it look like my chemtrails behind the clouds. Way up. 46,000 feet. Way up there.
Danny Harris over on Facebook says Westerns wouldn't be a bad idea for Wednesdays.
Ooh, Western Wednesdays. I would run out of Westerns after, a couple weeks. I wouldn't, that idea would go away. I like it though. I like the Wednesday, the W theme. I like that. Very cool. This chemtrail's a little curved, but I like it because the wind is blowing around at different speeds up there. It's never always going to be the same. And even though it looks like we put 2 lines, I'm going to leave it. That's my favorite part about the whole painting. All right, we're running out of space, and we're running out of clean utensils. So let's take some time. We're going to wash some brushes.
Sam Root is here.
This is when all the ads come in.
From Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Sam Root, your t-shirt is on the way, so the next time you go paint with Bram and Steve, you can wear it. That's my secret plan.
Bram says, dude, the list is so long already.
For the painting class, I'm sure.
No, for the critiques.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. More pressure. Excellent. Thank you. I would imagine his painting class list is very full.
I would imagine.
But also the critiques of my videos. That's great. I can't wait now. I'm really just so excited. Thank you.
I could just jump up there and take over, baby.
Yeah, here. You just paint. I can't
if you
anymore.
want to go cry in the bedroom.
I can't. Oh, man.
Deborah Harville says, your wife is awesome. Love her personality.
I have to, yes, I agree. She is awesome, and I love her personality as well. And I have to admit something embarrassing to Bram right now. Is Bram still watching?
I'm sure he is still watching. He is still watching.
If not, then somebody will tell him.
He just submitted some laughy faces.
I just unblocked Bram today.
Right.
Me and Bram are already Facebook friends, right?
Right.
And I thought we had squashed our, I don't know. He had no problem with me. Like, I had a problem with him because I was jealous of him and I wanted to be him. You know what I mean? So I had blocked him from Paint with Josh. And every time I see his posts, I can't comment, I can't like, but I see him because Josh Kirkham can see them. So Paint with Josh sees them, and I can't look. And I go to look at my block list, and he's like one of the oldest ones that I blocked.
He said in the comments he's leaving.
I'm sorry. No. No, stop. I'm telling the truth. And I went and I was like, holy crap. Like, why? This is why I can't comment on his stuff from Paint with Josh. You know what I mean? And so I wonder if that's why. Like, did it come up like and notify you that I was live or something, and you've never been able to see it before today for some reason? Because. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was a petty person. I still am petty, but...
Just want to yell out to Julie Hamlin, who just purchased raffle tickets.
Hey, Julie. Thank you for that. So, has she even seen the paintings that are available?
Well, yeah, obviously. If
Okay.
she went to the page to buy the
true.
raffle tickets,
I'm
there are
an
3
idiot.
pictures.
This is so much fun.
You focus on painting.
I know.
I'll do the talking.
Okay, you speak.
You
just tell them what I'm doing.
You just name the facts that are in front of you.
You just tell them what I'm doing.
Large
All right,
canvas, here come the paint colors.
we're gonna make a mountain over here.
Okay, do mountain.
Okay, you tell them, babe.
You make mountain.
Okay,
You can head over to paintwithjosh.com and on the
No, I meant like you tell them what color that was,
Oh, no,
like
I'm
what I
not
was
doing
doing.
that.
Oh, okay.
So
Why am I using
there's some
small-
sort of dark violetness on his palette.
Josh's 3 favorite colors.
No idea where he's going to put it. I think somebody somewhere calls this mountain mixture.
True.
Bram, just so you know, there will be no critiquing on what I'm saying because I'm not a painter. So yeah, it's
Well,
really
you would
unfair.
if you got up here and painted, you would blow my views out of the water, like completely.
If I did it nude.
Not just because people, like not a lot of people know what you look like, and if you got up here and I taught you how to paint, and you did a class like Steve Ross used to do classes on Bob Ross show.
No.
It'd be like 4 million views, and I'd be over here with 100 views going. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your support. Okay, scraped up all that big dark purple. We're gonna come up here, and we have to push some of those clouds back.
Mountains.
Gotta push it back, and I don't like having like a straight, pyramid mountain like my old one was. Look, here's the line, very straight, popped out, very straight. This old mountain that's back there. I'm glad you guys can barely see it. I drop a little bit of that darkness in there. Doesn't have to be super peaky either. It can be
Corey on
whatever.
YouTube says, "Can I get a happy tree?"
Oh, we're gonna come with some happy trees. Don't you dare worry.
There is allowance for happy trees today.
Tons of happy trees in this guy. All right, we're gonna come over here. I do want to cover over my older bit of mountain, so let's go over the top of this guy.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe let him blend out. Yeah,
You
definitely.
would-
Oh, that's
you would-
it. That's it
Babe,
right there.
We're talking about no beef. I think it's okay if you block Bram again.
Oh no, what did he say?
He said, "Dude, no wonder. I'm jealous of you. Even stole your name."
Oh, stop it.
I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here.
That makes me very happy, but I know that's not the truth. We're all, just like Bram said to me when he did the paint with Bram, he's like, we're all just trying to catch Kevin. I was like, you're right. You're right. I can't make you wrong. You're 100% right there. Okay, look, I don't want to cover up all these guys down here. I don't want to lose, especially these ones. Maybe we just won't pull our mountain out that far. Right? Very light little strokes, just to blend the paint down a little, but not cover up those trees that are deep down in there. We'll have like a, oof, man, it looks like lava or something. Like the mountain is alive. It's breathing. It's fantastic. Remember, we can always go back, cover over our trees that are in the front here, that are in our foreground, if you guys can even still see them. Very lightly, and drag it down, just so we get that very grayish, but it's much lighter than our initial color.
Crystal just sent you a
like there's
super sticker on YouTube.
Ooh, thank you, Crystal. Almost like there's a fire back in the forest back there with that light. I've always wondered how I would paint a forest fire. Maybe that might be it, man. That might be it.
Danny, if you were interested on YouTube, Danny says, can we zoom in on the painting more, possibly?
Yeah, definitely.
Or have more active camera work, wide shots, close shots, etc. Maybe
Definitely,
press
here we
the
go.
spawn into something.
Yeah, so I do a much more active video that's it goes in when I go in with the brush. We zoom in and show you everything. And then we're going to have to move the camera too eventually. Look at all these old details from that old painting that are still underneath there. Let's take Facebook and we'll go zoom in
Sorry,
here.
everyone just threw up on Facebook.
That's all right. Yeah, there we go. Is that close enough? That's about as close as I can get it for right now. This is a very large canvas for this little room.
What size is that canvas, babe?
It's a 24 by 36 this time.
Woo!
And I've had this canvas for years, since I very first started painting, and I painted, what was on here was called Beaver Creek. And one of my originals when I very first started. Wasn't too bad. You know what looks cool? Why don't we take a little bit of this kind of whitish color, see if we can't bring it down into there just a little bit.
200 stars.
Thank you, Samuel.
Robin
You are the
Basinger
man.
says, love the orange glow at the foot of the
Yeah,
mountain.
right. It looks very cool. And then we can pop in some new trees or fill them in and just leave a little bit of the mist back there.
Mickey
very
Kurt says, hi Josh.
Hello, Mickey. A little bit of blue, a little bit of white. Come over here and mix it up. A little bit of that dark color. Not a lot. Just a little. Just dull it. Just the smallest little bit. Just dull it down just a little. That fan is fantastic, by the way, babe. It's taking the edge off. Now, let's come in here. If all of our sunlight is basking onto our mountain, I would imagine in little places there may be like little areas of kind of bluey, whitish shadow. Some sort of something, right? And then the mountain will hit a new little peak, or maybe this whole peak back here. The majority of it's got lost in the shadows back there, right? And then when we come in with our highlight paint, you can cover the other half. Look at the cool little things you can achieve though, just by pulling straight down. It's like there's a giant straight ridge back there. Right? Very neat. You don't ever have to cover your entire canvas or your entire mountain with a certain thing or pulling in a certain direction. Right? Maybe it came down over here, it hit, went off to the side. You never know. You never know what it could do back there. Right? Now we can make it look like what we want it to look like and kind of force it. Once we get that original idea in there, we can force in a bit of shadow wherever we want it to be. And then we already know where we're going to highlight the rest, right? Not every peak even has to have a shadow. Let's take a little bit of white, scrape up a little bit of that blue color, and now we're going to make a much lighter off-whitish, bluish color.
Josh, could you just do a shout out and say hi to Carmen, who's in Ohio, for me?
Carmen in Ohio, welcome to the Paint with Josh show. We want to thank you for tuning in.
And
for watching.
Thank you for painting along with me.
Thank you for painting along. Definitely. I love when people
Look at
paint along.
this. Look at this.
What are we sending? Oh my goodness, she's like 3 years old. That's the cutest thing. 2?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. She's my new favorite human. Fantastic. Look at that white and how it plays with that bluish color. See what I mean? It's not so much of a difference, and it's not pure white either. We're going to take some of that peak away, I think. I don't like all that peak sitting out there. Maybe this guy, straight off the edge. Got a very straight line down. And we can take and maneuver and change and do all sorts of stuff. Doesn't matter. You can hit the bottom, you can go off to the side. You can do something. All the mountain is just a built up pile of rocks and stones and just all jumbled up and nasty. Look at that. Just by wiggling. I love the wiggle, right? Come in, do a little wiggle, a little bit of wiggling. Wiggle here, wiggle there, and we hit the bottom and we start to fall off.
It's funny that you're saying wiggle when I'm watching, because it jumps back.
Oh yeah, the canvas bounces around.
No, when I watch back on YouTube to go in and read the comments, and you're saying wiggle, wiggle, and the camera was moving, it jumped back.
Oh.
How were you moving the camera? It was just funny.
That's nice. There we go. Maybe a little bit of white got lit up on the side of that. I don't know. What is it? A glacier? It's some sort of something. Some sort of something. Or we can come in, add in another little section of that dark colored mountain in there. And all of a sudden change the look of everything again.
Corey says, my God, it is Bob Ross.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But I'm not Bob Ross. I'm Paint with Josh. Hi. Hi, nice to meet you. Let's see. Just a little bit of just having fun. That's all you really got to do. Have a little fun with it, right? And when you think it's done, it's done.
Danny says there's something very creepy about alien ships prepping for some sort of invasion in the middle of Nowheresville, Montana.
Are they prepping for an invasion?
I don't know. You're the one that speaks to them.
I
which is why you're able
I
to
speak to
paint
them.
These beautiful UFOs. What is that supposed to mean?
There we go. You're the one. You, not me. You're the alien in this relationship.
Wow. Wow. It's a good job we don't know Trump.
Don't know what?
Trump.
Oh, why?
I don't know. He doesn't like aliens, does he?
Oh, those kind of aliens. Hey, we don't talk about politics around here in this show.
You called me an alien.
Yes, an alien from outer space, honey.
Yeah. They're the aliens we don't talk about. We talk
I
about
love
the other
talking
ones.
about We're talking about outer space aliens.
Deborah Harville says, love the colors. Kathy Swafford says that close-in is great.
Thank you. Look, we're gonna just mix up the base, just the base of that guy. What is that shadowy thing back here? It needs, if it's got a shadow, there needs to be a little bit of a lighter side to it.
Danny, do not apologize. There is nothing to apologize for. You were absolutely correct. We just thought the canvas was too big for a close-in. Normally we do zoom in every Friday.
Oh yeah, definitely. We get a nice full image on Friday.
Corey
We try
says,
to anyway.
painting with Josh filled with the soul of Bob Ross. That's probably the most accurate thing I've ever heard.
Oh, guys, I was gonna paint this giant rock right here, but look, just by taking a little bit of color in different places, doesn't it look like a little bit of a forest back there? It starts to look like trees as my whole canvas shakes around. Really cool. So you can do it however you want to do it. I'm just gonna spread that out just so it's just off black, right? It's not completely dark black. Now, I loved the trees that were back in here, so let's switch back to our brush. We're gonna go into our black, crimson, and blue, just right on the brush. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Fair amount of paint, not a whole huge amount, because we don't want the tree to be super close. And we'll just go back over what the trees were. And our little lines back there, right? We had one. Oh, this guy was like a, I'll do him in a minute. Take some of these guys. Look at that canvas bounce.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's already been painted on like
Cheryl just snuck in and
times.
purchased some raffle tickets.
Hey!
Julie. We had an order placed this morning at 5:30. Did you see that too for the raffle tickets?
Did we?
Yeah.
I did not see that.
I
There
didn't
we
see it either. I'm just looking at it now.
Perfect. I think Annette came back and bought some more as well.
That's who bought at 5:30 this
Yeah.
morning.
So I did see that.
Danny says at this point it seriously looks like a screenshot from Borderlands, a video game. Love it.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. We're going to come in here. I always find it hard to show you guys how we do it because my hand is always in the way. So if you can see, the brush is angled downward with the tip of it pointing down at the canvas. And then we're going to touch that tip and, excuse me, push it up.
Joshua!
I had to burp. We're going to touch the tip and push just the tip.
Just the tip?
That's
Did
that's
you
the
watch
boys'
that TikTok that I sent you this morning?
Yes, that's the boys' favorite game. Just the tip.
That was Cheryl's video that she sent me this morning.
All right,
And
I'm
that
going to
video
bounce it
made
in,
me
try to
laugh so much.
stay out of your guys' way.
I
Right?
couldn't even think about it.
Push it down into that darkness. Now you can't really tell where it's coming from. Yeah, that video is really funny. Super funny. Look at all these gorgeous little colors that we left back in there, right? That's what I love about this gesso. Bounce it up, right? Different little ways. Kind of pushing and then kind of going side to side to create our little tree branches, right? Doesn't
Corey,
have to
in
be
order
perfect.
to buy the raffle tickets, you need to go to paintwithjosh.com. You'll see it right there on the home screen, and it will allow you to purchase them straight through the website. Tickets are $1. You can buy as many as you like, or you can buy as few as you like. We had a couple, which is quite a funny story. He spent $100. He bought 100 tickets. His wife bought one ticket, and her name was pulled out of the hat.
Yeah, she ended up winning.
For $1.
Yeah, so it's dead serious. We've had people win for $1. We've had people spend 100. I'm not even lying. Rarely happens to spend 100. Who is beeping?
That's me. I
There
did
we
some vibration on the table. I'm
A
sorry.
little bit of a
I'll
funky
pick up my
looking
phone
tree.
so it doesn't make the funky vibration sound anymore.
There we go. Just had to have a little straight tip on it. I like that guy.
Just the tip?
Just the straight tip. Okay, now we can see we have this giant rock that came down, and then there's a bit of like forest. There should be water, and then a beaver dam, and then some more water right here. So we're gonna have to decide. I do want to keep that bit of stone like I was talking about back there.
I do also want to remind you that it does massively help to like, share, and comment on the video. If you are watching on YouTube, if you can press that little thumbs up on the video, it's massive, massive, massive help, and we really appreciate it.
Definitely. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're tapping on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook and you're tapping the screen, look at that. There's a little tree right up at the top here. Just again pushing upwards, bouncing it in, creating our own little tree. Way at the top of that hill up there.
Danny Harris wants to say that it's acceptable for you to burp better out of that mouth than your south mouth.
The south mouth. That's funny. Very tall tree back there. Very cool. Oh, look what happened. Our cloud decided to come in and get in front of our little treetop back there.
Don't mind me while I pick Crunchwrap Supreme out my teeth.
Crunchwrap Supreme, you must have had Taco Bell.
It's Taco Bell Friday.
It is Taco Bell Friday. Bam. A little bit of guy back there. Pop in just a few little details. And he's not in the foreground. You don't need a whole lot of detail on him. Little teeny tiny things. Even going up to the top. Little teeny tiny guys. Very cool. Take him, just kind of mix him in, and he's going to live at the very tip of this giant rock that's going to live
Just
right
the
there.
tip.
Would you stop,
I'm
London?
sorry. You should call it Friday Night Freestyle, just the tip.
Friday night, just the tips.
You have a paintbrush, I have the paints. That video was so funny this morning. I couldn't even.
There we go. Just mixing
Everybody's
it up.
picking
Now
up
we
on
can't.
it now. Curve tip, bouncing, just the tip in. I mean,
Yeah, can't really tell where. Flatten those guys down back there. I think I piped in one little tree back here initially. I'm not even going to use it.
hold
I
on
like
a
that it's
second. Danny
very
Harris wants
soft
to have
back
a
there.
debate on whether it's Taco Tuesday or whether it's Taco Bell Friday. And I think if you don't get a taco from Taco Bell, then it's actually just wrong to eat that on a Tuesday. And so I get a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah.
What day is
Yeah.
assigned for Crunchwrap Supreme other than Fridays?
No days. I don't like how jaggedy the mountain is back here. Just gonna slide this guy off. There we go. Get a little bit more depth to him. All right, he's got some deeper, darker friends that live way back. That's better. That's a bit better. Just a little thing. Just adding little touches of just deep darkness that the sun just can't reach all the way to.
Did
Just
you
can't do
tell
it.
Carmen that you can't wait to see her painting?
Carmen, you're painting. I want to see it right now. Are you finished? My sweet little 2-year-old, are you finished? Because I want to see it.
And also say thank you to her mother because she just sent another $1.
Thank you, Mother. Mother! There we go. Mix that bit in. I almost lost where I put that shadow. There we go. It even looks like a little bit of far off trees down there.
Apparently I'm allowed to eat Crunchwrap Supremes on Wednesdays. It could be Wrap Wednesday.
Wrap Wednesday. Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, let's take in a little bit more of that kind of shadowy color, just so we can finish our very far away little guys back here so softly.
Could you also do a shout out to Darlin's children who are watching?
Darlin's kids, what's up, kids? Welcome to the painting show, where we literally make it up as we go. These guys that are further away, I want them to be a little softer. I don't want them to have all the texture, so we're going to flatten them down. Just like that. Flatten it down. All right, stop stalling, Josh, and let's get painting.
Let's get coconutting.
Let's get coconutty. All right, let's put in maybe way off. We'll add a little bit of white to it because I want it to look like that gesso way far away. Get that little bit of a kind of difference. Some kind of different little tree way off back there. Look at him. He's so far. Flatten down just a little, just so you get those cool little differences, those little details. All right, we need to make up a whole bunch more shadow because this rock that's in the front is going to be a monster.
According to Danny Harris, I'm allowed to eat Crunchwrap Supremes on a Monday because it's a crunchy kind of cranky.
I think he's got too much time to think about food.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right, mix all that up. Now we're going to take him,
I have
decide where, oh, it was this guy, right, who had a rock underneath him. So our big old stone is going to be down in there. We're just going to smush in all that dark paint underneath it.
I have absolutely no idea what the context is, but Caitlin just said, I like them soft, especially if they're far away. I'm assuming that's something to do with the painting, but I'm not really 100% sure.
It could be. I
It
don't
may
know.
not be, seeing as the comment right above says, is it Taco Tuesday or just the Tip Tuesday? So I really don't know. Maybe
A little projection
she is
down there in our
referring
stone.
to soft clouds or soft
Maybe.
tacos. I'm not entirely sure.
Could be tacos. All right, now I'm going to kind of shape this guy just by
Oh.
making him soft, just pulling it out.
She was talking about the trees.
Ah,
Soft trees.
pulling it out nice and far away. You can tell. We've got all this depth in our painting already, just from adding that little bit of white kind of fogginess back in there. And then all that red and orange fog, deeper and deeper and deeper we go.
This is Carmen's paintings for you.
Put a tree right here too. Super cute. Those are awesome. Those are fantastic paintings. All right, a little bit of that dark color again. Just because this got a little messed up, I don't like it. We're gonna add another little tree in there. Just take all of our attention off that soft mistiness back there.
Danny Harris says he's a foodie.
He's a foodie.
Foodie.
This canvas is really bouncy. Really bouncy. And it's hard to make the shape when it bounces back at me so hard. There we go. A little bit different than the one that's next to it. All these cool little things in our sweet little painting.
Oh, yeah, no, we
down,
like, hey babe, do you like cooked bell peppers or fresh bell peppers?
I would rather feel the crunch of a fresh bell pepper than a soggy cooked one. A little bit of brown, a little bit of white. Let's come down here. Just mix it up. Need a little bit of that dark to keep it nice and dark, right? We're down in the shadows now. Maybe a little bit of that yellow and red. Ooh. Make this kind of weird little color. And I got to cut in front of you guys because I can't really see it. Here we go down here. We got this whole little side. Remember, we need something for it to sit on. It can't just all be... You got to have like a little path to get up there. So why don't we pull this guy down, kind of dragging him, but leaving a little area where we can come back in and fill it in. Dragging down our little bit of rock. Maybe he comes down this way. Take that same color over here. But remember, we got to leave a little bit of that deep darkness that's back there as well. Can't cover the whole thing. Very softly. Very cool.
Caitlin says, I will not comment on the bouncy canvas. I will not comment on the bouncy canvas. I will not comment on the bouncy canvas.
There we go. Pull it down. Let those guys mix together. Look at that. Very neat. Now we're going to come up from the bottom. I don't want to pull it down. I want to pull it up from the bottom very softly. Don't touch this guy right here because he's a different texture than all this is.
Corey says, just go for it. The comment section is doomed. Seeing as the comment section is filled with my friends, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
It is doomed at this point.
Why don't we take a little bit of green?
I shall return. Are you going to be okay, artist?
Yeah, where are you going?
To the bathroom. Why do we need to bring this up?
I thought you were going to go have a cigarette. I was like, have we been on that long?
No, it's only 52 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 52. All right, let's put a little bit of grass. Yes, it's fine.
Okay, good.
Go to the bathroom. Okay, a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white. Why don't we make like this kind of grassy color? And maybe in certain places, if we pop it in right and then kind of pull it out right, we may get this cool little bit of grassiness, or at least a greenish color, kind of leading its way down from the tip top up here. Right? All that stuff's got to sit on something. It's got to sit on something. Maybe make it just a little soft just by pulling on it the smallest little bit. If it looks too much like trees, guess what? Just take it like this. Just pull it down. Because all we really need that far away is that little bit of difference in color, right? So we can even take the green. If it wants to come off the brush at all, when you don't get it to come off the brush, you're going to need a little bit of liquid white. And that's going to help it come off of our brush and stay back here where we want it. Right? Maybe there's another little fall back there. Some sort of something we can fill in with shadows. Do all kinds of things. Right? Different little things. Maybe it was who knows what it was. It sure looks cool. That's what's on. That's what matters, is it looks neat. Don't know what it is, but it looks neat. Let's see, why not take a little bit of white, mix it up into that same kind of color, maybe a little bit more brown, and if we change the color, get rid of all that green and everything, and come down like this. That's a little bit better. Looks a little different, right? Maybe there's a bit right up underneath that tree, falls off right there, maybe picks back up, slides down again, and then step back and look at it, see what yours looks like. Maybe we just pull it off with that brown color. Kind of smushing it on because my canvas is over the top of another painting, right? So little different. Let's see. Take that guy very lightly. Have him come down. We're going to flatten these guys out a little bit again because we only need a little bit of color back there. Don't have to have it be a lot of detail. Very, very, very far away. Take our darkness, and in these areas, let's add a little bit of that darker color. Kind of pulling it down. And we'll have some real deep dark areas back here at the base. And up here on our cliff. We can even take some of that dark, add it in down the sides of the cliff, and that's going to change the color just slightly. And give it a lot more depth. Look at that. Fantastic, as Josh likes to say, right? Fantastic. Oh, we don't want to have it go too dark. So I have cool little areas where it'll light up. Maybe the light hit it. Not that bright, though. There we go. Gotta have it, make sense with where our sun is. I'm a big proponent of that. Over here, just small little things, just to help you see it's the same kind of rock. And on the back of that guy, that looked kind of neat, actually. Right, small little things. You can always go back and fix them and cover them and do whatever you got to do. Change them here and there to make them look less noticeable. Now again, we're going to take this guy from the bottom, pull it up to the top, not trying to touch this area though, just up to about halfway up the side. Come across here, pull it out to the edge, just make it nice and soft. Now we're going to come in here, grab some of it up, and we need to bring that fog down just a little bit. You can do the same thing by tapping it, grabbing some of the color and pulling it down. We're taking the smallest little bit of that same color, that kind of rocky color, bouncing it in here, mixing it up. All sorts of different ways to bring down your fog, but that's what you have to do. Every layer has to have a bit of fog in between it. Bit of fog, bit of fog, bit of fog, into our next layer, and our next layer, and our next layer. And that's how you create depth in your paintings. And that's what's going to make it sell, that little bit of fog. You're like, ooh, what's back there? What lives off in the distance? You know what would look really cool? Is if this whole thing was just lit up a little bit of green grass. You take the green and the yellow right on our fan brush. Different areas, right? Bring it up different ways. Just let it trail off into nothing back there. Now what we need to do is make it soft as my canvas bounces around this whole thing. There we go. Softly. Tap, 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 tap. Bringing it out. Letting it all kind of blend its own way out very softly.
I'm laughing because right as you're saying tap, 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 there's a comment that's coming in that says tap it in, just tap, tap, tap.
Just tap, tap, tappy. There we go. Man, that's very cool. Far off little piece of grass back there, some sort of something.
No, we're trying not to fall into the closet. This chair is so crooked.
The chair is crooked?
Yeah, the chair is always trying to just unalive me.
Oh, true. You could say kill over here, babe.
Shane Pierce sent 200 stars.
Shane, my guy, thank you. Very cool.
There is a link tree that I have posted both in YouTube and Facebook that will take you to everything that Josh is affiliated with. If you use the Amazon link and you click on that, it'll open Amazon on your phone. Everything you purchase from there on out, Josh will see a portion of. But you do have to do it every time that you go into Amazon to buy something.
Yeah, you got to go back to my store first.
You're just
It's a pain, but we appreciate it. We appreciate when you do it. Let's see. Man, very softly. Just want to add that little bit of green. It keeps. I mean, I don't want to put liquid white back there. I really don't. But it just doesn't want to stay as bright as I want it to be. So let's just add in a couple more little pops. Try not to get rid of all of them. Just like so. Little different things, little differences.
Differences in what, babe?
In color! Hey-o! There we are. Let's shove it back off into the forest back there. You know what would look really cool? If there was a little tree trying to grow in that one little area right there. Kind of split off from itself. And maybe he lives right here. He's like the king boss tree of this little spot. Man, lives out on this little thing all by himself out here. Poor guy.
Josh does not have an Amazon wish list. We should make him one.
Guy.
We should make
Should we make me a wish list?
Yeah, we should. I'll make one right now.
It seems kind of
Why? Maybe people don't like sending money through the internet and they'd like to just buy you stuff. There is
True.
also a small chance that you will end up with 15 tubes of Prussian blue.
Oh, jeez. That's true, too.
I mean, really? Would that be a problem?
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
There we go. Just want to have those little differences back there. Cool little things. What's going on back there? What is happening, man? Very cool. It almost needs another little rock projection coming down. Why don't we take
Caitlin
another little
would like
bit?
for you to make that lonely tree a Christmas tree.
A Christmas tree? I would if it was a snowy scene, but this one's going to be more of a kind of autumn or summery type scene. Otherwise, I definitely would. This is much more blue than it should be.
Come on, phone, don't let me down.
We need some more black and crimson in there. Make it a little bit darker. Just mush it on. All you need. Have that dark under base under the top of our little thing.
Mush, mush.
Needs to even come up a little bit more so our
Mush,
perspective
mush.
is right. Mush it, mush it, mush it.
Mush, mush, mush.
Bam. Just like that. Very cool. Very, very, very cool.
Oh my goodness, babe. The last time that you even thought about doing a wish list was all the stuff you were going to buy me. You added, now that's what I call Disney,
Oh, wow.
November 19th, 2012.
That was a while ago.
Necklaces, Browning earrings, a Suzuki sticker.
Wow, that was like years and years and years and years and years ago.
We're
Let's
going
take that yellow and red over here.
We're going to delete all of these, and I'm going to build you a new one.
Oh, thanks, bud.
You're welcome, Angel.
There we go. Maybe a little bit of that kind of orangish, reddish color, just in different places. That might be a little bit too much. It's very scratchy right here because there's a bunch of tree trunks underneath it. So remember, you have to have that darkness in there, those deep, dark areas. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to put too much color on. The sun's not going to hit everywhere, maybe about the top. And then it's going to just slide down. That old crappy painting underneath. There we go. Now, we're going to mix that guy up just very lightly by, again, going up from the bottom. Blending that darkness up to the top. Very softly going across. And now we have a cool little piece. Cool little piece of something back there. What's it going to look like, Josh? What is it going to look like today? There we go. We use that same kind of rocky color. Just on the front bit, though. Doesn't really need to go around the edge as far as you think it does. It really doesn't. All these little tree trunk bits are like causing my knife to just skip over. There we go. If we can do them this way, make little streaks. Hey, that works. All right, you got to work with what you got. If what you got isn't working, change it up. Use it a different way. Do something different. Do it upside down. Do something. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Take our brown, just straight up brown, so it can kind of blend its way from this lighter brown into this deeper, darker brown, not having all that detail back there, but not having it just blank either. All right, let's take, I'll go down here. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna have, just for my own brain, maybe I'll put my water line back here. Just maybe. I can always wipe it away. But that's just about where I want it to be. Now, let's do a couple kind of crazy fall-ish kind of trees. So let's get a little bit of the brown, a little bit of the white.
So sorry.
Bless you, honey, as our kind of shadowy color. A little bit of brown, red, white. Just mix it up till you get this nice kind of tannish thing. We're going down in one direction. We're going to come over here and flip it up. Go up in the opposite direction, start making the tip tops of our faraway trees back here. One tree at a time. Letting it come down, building all the way down to the base of our water down there. All right, let's come and change it. Remember, these are just the just the shadows. Doesn't have to be crazy. You can add a little bit of red, a little bit of thing, just a little bit of darkness back in there. All the way up against the side of our rock. Ooh, there was a little bit more red in there than I thought. That looks kind of cool. All right, let it fade off. Different little things. Now we're gonna come back in here, grab up a little bit of dark, and we're gonna throw some tree trunks at the very bottom. And lucky for me, I've got these old tree trunks that I can follow and just sort of go across, and they'll pick up that little bit of paint very easily. See what I mean? Very light little strokes, vertical strokes. You can go from the top, the middle, the bottom. Not everything's gonna be covered. You're never gonna see every single one all the time anyway, right? Yeah, we could definitely do that, babe, what I was thinking about before. All right, let's get our half round brush. This is the one that makes all of our bushes and makes them look so gorgeous, right? Go into our liquid white paint, come into here, smush it onto the palette. We're gonna have to do a cleanup here in a minute. Let's go a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red, maybe a little bit of cad yellow, and our liquid white for this first little tree. All right, dab them in over here so we have all these different colors. Come back in, and then very lightly start popping in little different things that live off way back there. Our little brightnesses in certain areas. Certain areas are lighter than others, they're darker than others. Go in with just cad yellow. It'll change it just a little bit. See what I mean? Get these very cool little differences. Maybe just a little bit of red. Mix with that yellow. Differences in perspective. Color. It's color. We're talking about color. Look at all those gorgeous little things down in there.
Bush it real good.
All right, all these are bushes at the base of our trees. Maybe a little bit more liquid white. Maybe into our cad yellow. And then pop these guys in over here. All different kind of things. Look awesome. Man, very cool. All right, now you can go back in. If you've covered over all of your little tree trunks and stuff, you can go in every so often, pop a couple of them back in, make them stand out. Don't want to have too many. These are like far away little aspen trees. There's so many trunks back there that you can't really discern all of them away from themselves, so you don't have to paint all of them, right? Way far off. Those look pretty cool. Different little things way back there, right? Except we don't need all this stuff in the back. We don't, because I want to put a far away little cabin back there. And in order to do that, we're going to need the small knife because it's going to be really far off. Let's take our knife, pull it straight down with that dark color, line it up again, pull it straight down the other direction. And he's going to live right on the beach of the river. He's got his little beaver dam buddies. We're going to go off to the side. Kind of pull down at that angle.
Beaver dam buddies?
Beaver dam buddies. And they have damn good parties over at that beaver dam. There we go. Pull it straight down. We got our cool little house in the woods. Little house in the woods. Where are we at here? Let's take a little bit of our white, a little bit of our brown. All right, throw them together. Start mixing them up. Don't over mix it though. We want to have those cool little things. Come back in here. Maybe underneath. Pull it straight down. Come on the other side. Straight down. Turn your knife so it's the proper angle. Pull it down. You get this far away little guy. The more and more you work at it.
I'm aware that I sound like a broken record, but if you are on Facebook and YouTube, please comment, like, share. Facebook, you can smash those emojis. On YouTube, please hit the like button. It's the little thumbs up button. Continue.
They are very helpful. If you make sure that you like the video, it just tells YouTube that more people like this. They should show it to more people, right? What's funny is like when you post something on YouTube, it doesn't go out to the whole world. Not everyone in the world is going to see your video, right? They need help from their fans in order to get their video seen. So by liking and commenting, especially once the video is over and we're done painting, that's when your comments really come into play. And they're very, very, very helpful. Look at that, just underneath the base of those trees back there, we'll put in a little bit of land. Just a little soft little bit of land. Maybe our water comes in from the other way. Maybe it comes in from this way. That would be different. I still want to maintain our beaver dam. So let's just get our little house right back in there. Somehow that bit of yellow got onto my brush. That shouldn't be yellow right there. Okay, now maybe let's take a little bit of our white and black together. I'm going to come over here and make up a gray color. And that gray color is going to be our little shingles. I'm just going to touch,
like chicken
touch. Yeah, shingles and chicken pox.
Got it.
A little bit of a roof back there. You can even make it, pulling it straight down, you have a little gray roof on the top. Take that same gray, make our little roof connect, just like that, and you got this faraway little house. They're always harder to do when you put them off at in a distance, I think, because they're smaller. You know, you have less room for happy little accidents and all sorts of stuff, right? There we go. Very lightly pull it out. That is a gorgeous place to live, let me tell you. Very softly pulling it down. There we go. Far away little building. We should put a little chimney. If I lived out there, I'd have a little wood burning stove, and I'd want that little stove right there. A little dark little chimney right on top of the house. Fantastic. What was that color I used? It's hard because it looks like there's a hole in the roof, and it's not straight because there's a tree trunk right there. Who's here? What'd you say?
Yvonne.
Hey, Yvonne, what's happening? A little bit of grass down around the front of him. All right, just popping it in. But I don't want to leave it like that because it's still too far away to be able to see all that grass. But we would be able to see a lot more color here versus way back there, right? Maybe this is all fog. Who knows what it is? Who knows what it is? Or we can brighten up certain areas here with our yellow and white. Just like that, coming in, right? We want to have something cool at the top of this guy that's going to take all of our attention away from the grass and the tree and everything else, because these guys are going to start to grow down with a little bit of that liquid white again onto our brush, mixing up those colors, coming into our liquid white. These guys are going to start to grow down our little cliff, different places, just by tapping at it, right? You tap at it, and it starts to grow down. Oh, this guy came down a long way. Different little things start to happen. This up here, go back, level him off, right? You can always go back and move things and change things and do anything we want to do. Anything we want. What we do need is a bit of tree back there, tree top. So, there we go. Bam. A little bit on top of the tree there. Helps push it back. Keeps these at the same distance, the same level. It's like the tree's kind of grown out, wrapping around. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Do you know when I'm up here, my computer does not like the fact of how far away the internet is.
Yeah, I know, right? Same on the phones and stuff. We're too far away from our own router. Being way back here. That's what the spare room's for, though. There we go. Cool little differences. That's all we're looking for. Little different things happening. Come back in. We need to make up another little bit of a tree. Because this guy over here is just lonely. He's just lonely. So let's put another guy that lives up there on our bouncy old canvas. So you gotta wait for it to come back before you bounce up at it again. Back up there. Oh, that's good. I like that. We'll put one more guy back here too. That is a fun one right there, guys. So again, tell us where you're watching from, what time it is, and how long have you been a Paint with Josh fan? A couple months? A couple days? Is this your first time watching? Tell us all about it. And then we're going to be done with this guy right here. Now we just got to highlight those guys living up on top of that cliff. Figure out what our water's going to do. Which should be fun. Let's get a little bit of our blue and white. Run it through that liquid white again. Scrape that guy up. Take our blue, put him back in there. And then maybe we may just get lucky enough that we could do this. Pulling him straight down of this far off little pond that lives back here. All right, pull it straight to the side. Get this little water reflectiveness, kind of matching what we had above. Doesn't have to perfectly match. Usually never really does perfectly match. And that's just fine. Let's take a little bit of that, kind of mush it up along the side, the edge. There we go. That's some sort of something living back there. There we go. Man, very cool. Very cool little thing. Look at how my beaver dam's starting to show up now. You guys are going to start to see it. Very neat. I love how it's just very shiny, reflective, very wet looking. Very wet looking. A little bit more liquid white though. Just in different areas, just to help it shine differently than all the other rest of the blues. See what I mean? Perfect. Perfection. Fantastic. All right, before we get too far away from those other trees, let's go back and highlight those guys. Grabbing a little bit of liquid white on a much smaller brush. You don't need a whole huge brush for the highlights. I love using a smaller brush. It allows you to get much cooler, far away little details. Let's say on this guy, we start popping up.
Julie Hamlin is watching from Detroit, Michigan. It's 11:15 p.m. This is her third time at the painting party.
Hey, thanks for watching.
She's thanking me for inviting her.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, London, for getting her here. Let's see, we're going to go back. Every time you go touch that dark paint, you're going to pick up a little bit of that color. So you're going to go back in, grab a little bit more of our lightish, whitish, yellowish, greenish, little tree color. See, we come up here, really start popping our little brush upwards, different ways. All right, it's never all going to be the same amount of green. Doesn't have to be. You want these little darker areas in the back to just blend and create this another little bit of shadow back there. Wipe off the brush, go back in, get more liquid white, come back into the same color. Get a little bit more of each. All right, nice and thin, come back here. Let's hit this guy. This guy's around, just hanging around trying to, you're like, hey guys, what are we doing today? Right? Brings these guys forwards versus those much further away trees that are off in the distance back there. All right, maybe we can get this guy just a little bit, a couple little green bits on him, just so you know what he is back there, right? Very far away. Again, same with this guy. Couple little things, skipping areas. We don't need it to be super high lit. He's not in the foreground. He doesn't even, he's lucky enough we included him in this painting so far away. All right, I'm not getting any more highlight to come off, so I need to go back, follow my own rules, get some more liquid white, some more green, come back in very lightly, just a couple little things. That guy I want to leave very far away. Very far. Very far away. There we go. Gonna hide our thing back there. As always, you can go back in, dab it down, bring all that kind of fogginess down with it, and then we can come back in and come with a whole new section of whatever we're gonna paint. It's a very cool little house back here. Very cool little house. Just like that. Now I like having it different. I don't want the house all to be with the green grass out in the front. So sometimes we go over it a few times just until it's the right amount of color that you like. Doesn't all have to be the same. At least that's not how I like it. I don't like it all the same. When you look at the grass, it's never all the same color. So why are we painting it all the same color? That just doesn't make any sense to me. What about you, babe?
I would.
How many people we got watching? Where are they watching from? Well, we gotta clean up all these brushes. Clean up the brushes, take a break a little bit.
My phone's gonna die.
Your phone's
Dave
gonna
Mann is watching from Knoxville. Joseph Martin is Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey.
Big fan for at least over a year.
Man, that's a long time.
Paintings look great as always.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. Let's get to it. I'm going to put a big bush over here. Some trees over here.
I'll hold you to that. If you're going to write in the comments that you're going to buy a Paint with Josh hat, I will hold you to that.
Uh-oh. You better do it. Dave Mann already has one. Well, he's got the UFO hat. All right, now we've done highlight most of our trees already. Let's go over here. We need to block in the rest of our canvas over here. Let's get our blue, black, crimson again. Pull it out flat, nice, flat, full of paint, full of mess. And come over here. I know we had a tree about here. Just pull it down, switch, go over here. It's 2 big trees right here in the front. Now, if we can come in and just dab in our dark color over the top of those guys, covering over any amount of color that's in the back, any little bit of paint that's way back there, all the colors of all these trees, right? They're so far away.
I'm going to go plug my phone in.
Okay, look. We have to get rid of them back there.
Well, I mean, your iPad's at 100%. Could I just steal your
Yeah.
charger?
Yeah, definitely.
Bloop.
All right, fill it in. You got to make it nice and mushy.
Mushy.
Yep.
Mush.
That
Okay.
thickness of the paint is what's going to grab all of our highlight colors.
You guys are
And
on
make
the
them
stool
stick.
right now while you charge.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's go back. And we need to pop in just a couple little bits of like bushiness around the edge. All right, just make them just a mess. That's all you need, because it's all it's doing is just separating us from up here in the front now, right? This is on the level that we are now versus being way back there. So far away. All right, pop in a few more little bits, little things. And all of a sudden we got our bushes kind of growing out, hiding all the rest of that stuff back there. Very cool. Okay, now let's take a little bit. We need to create this same dark color, right? That's why we mush it together all the time. Then we don't have to make anything. We already have it. Bam, right there. Now what you do is you grab up a little bit of that, you get a little roll on your knife, and then you come in and you just go down, go down, go down, leaving little bits, little streaks, little dark areas of paint. Little lines, logs, right? We're making beaver logs. We're making a beaver dam right here. So the beaver dam is full of sticks. So we got to fill it full of sticks. Take our black, our dark, go this way, go that way, all sorts of ways. And we have all this texture from our old one that's kind of going to help mine look even more 3D and rounded, right? This way, that way. All we're really going to do, filling in that bottom area so it's nice and full and thick and chunky. Chunky, chunky. Anywhere that we had any bits. This thing is really messing me up with these. Really pulling the water all over the place now. That's what happens when you make a mistake, Josh. But look, we're going to make it look right. Because all these little differences in the color are going to be way cool. We really neat. We're going to have our dam come up a little bit higher. So why don't we fill in all this stuff. That's going to be our beaver dam. It's going to hold back all of our water. And then we're going to have all of our little sticks poking out of it. It's fantastic. You can already tell on my canvas, it's got all the sticks there. I'm sure you can hear it. So let's go back in. We're going to grab up our... I need to clean up this pot. It's too close to where I put my finger. I keep putting my finger in the green paint. Put my finger in the paint every time. Okay, we're going to grab up a little bit of our wood color and come along. And with these guys, they're at all these little weird different angles. Of course it wants to be a pain in the butt. It doesn't ever want to work just right. Right? Let's maybe these guys on the top. Yeah, if it worked good, that would just make too much sense. But initially I used this, I didn't put any undercolor underneath this beaver dam, and I did it all with dark swipes and bigger swipes and this swipe and that swipe, and it ended up being a whole lot of paint. Versus now we know that we need to leave all those dark areas, right? We just have to give the impression that there's wood there.
Big fluffy brushes.
Yeah, and our little sticks are what's holding back all that water. So that's why we covered it in the dark color first. We didn't want to have all those little things every which way. Right? They go up, they go down, they go side to side, they crisscross all over the place just to make our little sticks. And all it is and I always say, like, all it is a mess. Like, that's literally it. It's a mess. It's a little bit of streak here, a streak there, cutting it this way, cutting it that way. And we're going to make this bit. And yours, guys, is going to look much better than mine. Mine is already covered and thick and gross. And it's very difficult. It's proving difficult for me to create the look that I want to look.
Dave Mann says his UFO hat is amazing.
Yes, that is a great hat he bought. He bought a wonderful hat. There we go. All right, cool little things. Pieces of wood, chunks of stuff. That's what the beavers find out there.
I was not prepared for a 4-hour live this evening.
A 4-hour. What time is it?
8:25.
So we've been going for an hour and 25 minutes.
I know, but you're not anywhere close to being done.
I am. There's only a couple things left to do.
Like the whole foreground.
Look at all these things. Crisscross, back and forth. Right? I'm not going to use this side anyway. But that's what you want it to look like. Back and forth, crisscrossed, little bit of sticks. Mine sort of looks like that. It's got all the colors from before. So it sort of looks like that. Maybe if I go across like a mountain, all these little bits will just pick up paint how I want it to be. And then we'll only really have to do a couple sticks. There we go. A couple little sticks. Bam. Okay. Perfection. I think that looks messy enough to be a beaver dam. I think it sure does. I'm going to put a little bit of darkness underneath those areas that we have sticks popping out. Because you can't just have a piece of brown out there. It doesn't look 3D. It doesn't look realistic. It's got to have a bit on each side. And they're all different heights and different textures and different lengths and different finishes. They're different colors. They're different everything. Everything about these little chunks of wood is different. And that's what you have to remember when you do yours. And then again, don't cover up all those little deep, dark areas that are in there. We need those guys. We need them. All right, let's take a little bit of our liquid paint again. Come down in here. And let's go like yellowish, reddish for this guy. All right, come up there. A little bit more. Our yellow. Pulling it down in one direction. I'll flip the brush over. Come back over here. Really start popping in little things.
Making Bob wiggle.
Yeah, I know.
Dance in the background.
Everybody's wiggling. Little things, right? Working at it slowly, then stepping back and going, okay, there may be cool if there was a little bit of bush came down in there, but there was a dark area, or it was a little bit brighter over here, right? And just start to make it up as you go. They don't all have to be the same, but you don't all want them to look completely different either. A little bit of that. A little bit of our white, just so we have a little bit of brighter area. And we get little differences in color as we go through.
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, 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 wah. Very cool. Okay, wipe that off. Back to the liquid white. Back over here. Maybe these guys on this side are a little bit more red. Come over here. Start popping in little things where our little bushes live. Off in the distance. Remember to leave areas for our darkness. Got to have the dark underneath. Can't all just be super light all the time. It's going to be our little bank. It's going to be our bank on this side.
Kathy Swafford says, you mentioned you were painting over an old painting. Did you sand off the old dry paint before starting?
No, ma'am. I should have. I definitely should have.
That makes a lot more sense, babe.
Yeah. But I knew I wanted all this thick texture, which is why we redid this painting alone, because of this beaver dam texture that was already there in chunks. And I knew it would look really, really, really cool if we could make it look a certain way. And it did. Ended up looking really, really, really cool. A little bit of that darkness under there. Come back in. Pop in our little highlight colors. Creating our bush. All these beautiful little things start to live out there. Let's see, what would look neat is...
Anything you do.
Ha! Love you, babe.
Love you too. Wah, 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 wah.
Let's see. Maybe right here on this guy. I don't know. Big old giant stick. Bam. Comes right out of there. Big old monster. Lives right down on the edge of the water down here. Got a whole lot of
Drinking water.
drinking. Yeah. A whole lot to drink when he was young. That's true right there. Very cool.
Babe, what were we attempting to do with this coat hanger?
I don't know. I think maybe it came from Bailey's room, perhaps.
Huh.
She just chucked it in here like kids do.
Maybe.
You know them kids. A little bit of brown, a little bit of cad yellow, come through, scrape it up, and maybe against the side of our little tree here. We pull with these little circular strokes. We'll start to create the tree trunk bark of this guy. Right? Doesn't have to be so super bright in every spot. It doesn't have to look exactly the same on the, up towards the top or down around the bottom. They're all going to be different. Then we're going to take it, go back over it just slightly, just to blend it with the color that's underneath, right? Making little changes. You can still see that it's here. It's right out here in the front. It's a little different now. Not so bright. Take our dark color, put it around the back, just so we have a little bit of roundness, a little bit of depth to the tree. Gotta have the depth to the tree. Can't all just be one flat little stick or anything like that. Let's see. Come back in, get a little bit of paint thinner into our dark pile that we just created that tree out of so we can make some branches for the guy. Make some old branches for the poor guy. This poor little guy. This is going to be in the advanced Paint with Josh videos, by the way. I'm going to come up here, start to make our little branches connected to our tree.
Branch, my man.
Branch. Another one over here. And he comes and clips that guy right off the top of his little tree there. Cut his whole top off. Little branch there. A little bit of trunk holding him up. And who knows, maybe one off the bottom down here. Cuts across our water. Maybe a little one off the side. Boom. Cool little thing. Nice and easy too. Nice and easily done. Now let's go back into that brown with a little bit of our liquid white onto our brush. And see if we can't just do half of the branch. My man. Half a branch over here. Just so it's a little bit different. That's all it really needs. Just to be a touch different than the shadowy color underneath. And then we'll know that there's a little bit of bark on the top there. Come from down here. Off the side, looking good. I like it. I like it. Okay. Now, again, we have run out of clean brushes in space, so we're going to zoom. Well, we're not going to zoom. We're going to clean the brushes. I knew this would be a good long live today because we had this huge canvas. And I wanted to do this last night and the night before that. I was thinking about just painting it for myself and not including you guys. What's up?
Nothing, the dogs needed to go out.
Oh. I was not even going to include you guys in this painting. I was just going to do it alone, and then I thought, as soon as I post it, someone's going to go, oh, do you have a tutorial for this? And I will have to say no. And so now I can be like, yes, we have a tutorial for this. All right. My goodness. Almost done, though. Hello.
Hello. I have resorted to sitting on the floor.
Yeah, London's down on the floor now. That looks very cool, though.
I zoomed out the other camera because nobody could see the floor front look.
Oh, yeah, it's always hard. As you go down, you never know that's why I love having London here. If I was by myself, the camera might be stuck up in one spot, and I wouldn't be able to see your comments, and I wouldn't be able to see the camera until the video was totally done and realized that it was trashed. All right, we need a little bit more liquid white, so I got to come back, get a little more. It helps our thick oil paints stick to our other thick oil paints. Right? You can't just go thick on thick on thick on thick all the time. Alan thick on Alan thick. Who was his son? That other guy? The guy who had that song? The guy who had the song with the naked girls on the, it was like the only video ever. Robin Thicke?
Yeah.
Is it Robin? Thanks for leaving me hanging so long, babe.
Sorry, babe.
Robin Thicke. Now I forgot what I was talking about. Or why I was even going to mention Robin Thicke. Okay, a little bit of bouncy bouncies. Just to highlight our little trees. Gorgeous little things. As they pop down right down here into our, right into our lap. Fantastic. Very lightly, just giving it a few branches. Doesn't all have to be the same amount of highlight. And remember, it's going to try to pick up that dark color and change and go dark. So go back, wipe it off. Back in, more liquid white. Back into our color. Back in. Look at how sharp the branches become afterwards. That difference with a sharp brush versus a brush that's starting to lose all of its color. You can tell. Come back in. Remember, it doesn't need to be super bright down around the bottom. So don't have to highlight everything, don't have to show everything, don't have to do anything. Nothing if we don't want to do it, right? Very cool little trees. Would even look neat if we could have taken some bit of brown. Maybe every so often threw a bit of trunk in there. And mine is already there. Remember, it's got that hard bit of paint that's already stuck to the canvas in my case. So, but if you cover up too much, you can always go back in, put some more in there, add over the top, cover your trunk up a little bit. Very cool. Just like that. There is one more big tree on the side over here, but I'm not sure I want to go that tall with him. Just yet, anyway. Okay, we're going to come over here, grab up our same 3 dark colors because we got 1 to 2 to 3 more trees to make, and then we'll highlight this side. We'll be about done. Now we're going to come over here, drop down right next to that guy. We'll have one right next to him, right here, down on the same level as this big guy right here. And really get our shadows all thick. Look at how much paint is on there. My heck. Literally use all that right on the end. You don't want to get it all the way to the end of your, the hosel of your branch down here. There we go. Pop it in nice and thick. Remember, you want it to stand out behind all that other color and everything. We're trying to bring this guy all the way into the forefront. A little bit of phthalo green now as our shadow as well. Bringing him down, popping him in. Down as far as you want to bring him. Look at this canvas, just bounce all over the place. Very cool. Push some of that little bit of bushiness back. Some of that dark off of our brush, come back in, load it up again, both sides. Come do this guy. And remember, this shadow is wildly important, even though it's hard for you guys to see. That's what is going to pick up all of our highlight paint. If you don't have any shadow prior to adding your highlight paint, you're not going to have any depth. You're not going to have any shadows in whatever you're painting, whether it's a tree or a bush or whatever it is. So even though it's hard to see, even though it seems like it's pointless, why is he putting dark paint over this dark area? That's the reason. You got to have all that thick texture underneath to pick up all of our highlight paint and get all these very, very, very cool details. If you do that without anything underneath, it's very hard to achieve that same look. We got our water down in here. Maybe it goes over there. Maybe it stretches out. What's it going to do? Maybe we'll bring in our land. Yeah, we'll bring in our land over on this side. Push all the water that way. That'll be cool. Just filling it up with some same kind of shadowy paint, just so we can put some grass or some sort of something down in here. Now that we've changed it up and it looks a little different than it did before. You know what? We're going to have to do one more tree right here on the side. A little bit taller, this guy. Still straight down. Come back in and just fill him up with some highlight, with some shadow. Not the highlight, that comes next, Josh. There we go. Really using a lot of paint though. You gotta have your shadows very thick. And if you could tell when we started how much paint I had on my palette compared to right now that we're almost done, it's quite a difference. There we go. So again, you gotta have that shadow if you want your tree to really have some depth and stand out. You gotta have it. A little bit more black in there at the base of that guy, just so he's got some deep darkness underneath him. You can let some of that thing come out there. Oh yeah, the grass will pop out there. It'll be fantastic. Clean off that brush. This poor guy's had a workout today, this brush, babe. Woo! Let's clean him off again in a minute. All right. Let's come back in here and get more of our liquid white back into, let's say, our yellowish greenish color. Don't need a whole lot of paint on your brush for this one though. You want it to be very light amounts so it comes off in a light way. And as you start popping out different little things, your branches are going to come off differently. They're going to come out a little bit brighter in some areas and darker in some areas. They don't have to be the same, remember. It's not a competition about looking the same as all the rest of the tree. It's not what it's about. You do not want them to all be green. That is not going to look good. If they are all green, then you have no depth, no details, no anything. You got to have that shadow in there. You cover up too much of that green, lose it all, you're going to hate yourself for it. Or too much of that black anyway, the dark color. There we go. Again, down around the bottom, can be nice and dark. It's okay. It's okay. Almost done, babe. I know you don't want to be up here.
It's not that big. I'm just exhausted.
I know. I'm tired too. I did a full day. Come in here and paint for everybody.
Yes, well, it is more tiring doing nothing. Do you understand that?
Apparently so.
No, it's just difficult to adult without caffeine.
True. London without caffeine is, you know,
Sleepy London.
A sleepy
all the time.
London. Pop in our little bit of our last tree back there. Go back in, fill in some areas where we think we needed just a bit. Don't want to cover up all the darkness. Remember, leave that darkness back there. It's, you know, something very cool. Very dark, mysterious. What's going on back there? What is going on? Pop, 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 pop. There we go. Much better.
Whoosh.
Moosh it. I like him. I like him. I like him. All right, let's do a little bit of this same color, this yellow with the green and our liquid white, and maybe we just pop in a few little bits of grass back here. Maybe we'll throw them upwards too. Doesn't really matter. This part is so far away, deep back into the darkness, away from all of the sun. The grass isn't going to be very lit up over here. Very cool. And come back in, we'll throw a little bit of that liquid white on there. Come back in, and it'll be nice and gorgeous and bright yellow. Tap it in, fill up our brush so it's got all these little bits in it. Right? Come in here. Start throwing them in. I like doing them upside down, especially if we're in the foreground, because it makes them much bigger to me. You know what I mean? They're much taller. There's much more detail in here now. Much more detail if we're doing them kind of upways. Take them just very lightly, swiping them down to our water. Just to soften it. I don't like it to where it's, you know, crazy texture. Maybe we should do that one time. Maybe we should. Maybe we should. Let's get the yellow. Really get it in there. Really get our liquid white. Just pop in little things. Live down in here. Little bright areas. Right? The more and more we pop, the less and less bright they become. So, don't overdo. That is the key. Do not overdo it. Ooh, look at that little bit of red in there. Little differences, popping them in. Not covering up everything, of course. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, let's throw in our water back here, and then we'll be about done. I'm almost just exhausted myself, babe.
Oh.
All right, a little bit of dark blue. Then we come along the edge. Just gonna chuck some of it in. There's so much paint on this canvas, guys, from that old painting.
You're not even going to be able to lift it off. It's going to be so
Oh,
heavy.
it's so heavy already. I tried to pull it. There we go. There we go. A little bit of that blue, especially with the texture that I already have underneath. That looks kind of neat. Yeah, that looks really neat. That looks really neat. Really, really. See if I can't put in just a little bit of brown kind of at the base. Because everywhere I go, when there's water up against the grass, you always have a little bit of dirt in there as well. Drag it in just a little bit of that brown, and then we'll put something down around the front. Right here. Very cool. Very cool. What do you think, babe? Look, I just want it to be done.
No, that's not what I was going to say at all. I'm exhausted, babe.
Yeah, I want it to be done too, babe. Need to brighten this guy up. There we go. Stand him out. Stand out from the crowd. That's what PaintWithJosh tries to do. There we go. Very cool. Very cool. All right, why don't we take one more big bush down here just to cover up all this stuff. Our green, our blue, our crimson, all over our brush. And we'll just pop it in down here. Fill in our little bit of our last little bit of our painting with our dark color, and then we can come back and pop in a little bit of color on top of him. Be good. Can't believe we're out of liquid white again. We have gone through a lot of liquid white in this video, that is for sure. That is for sure, babe. Okay, come in here, let's see. Just popping him up, changing it around, seeing what it's going to look like. Man, and this cool little thing over here. I think we're getting to the point where there's too much paint on the canvas. Too much paint, too many layers. There we go. A little bit of darkness down around the bottom. That looks neat right there. All right, let's switch over to this other side. My goodness. I swear, babe, I'm almost done.
Joshy Poo,
Yes?
the painting is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Let's see. Let's do in here instead. Really got to go dark, though. If we're this close in the foreground, it's got to stay dark to kind of keep it popped away. This is not ideal. I have no room to work, and I'm running out of space very quickly. Let's see. Pop our bit of dark back in there. Get it all nice and thick and gross, and then we'll put a bit of highlight over the top. Throw a couple bushes in around the front, we'll be good to go. Like Taco Bell, good to go.
Good to go.
Ah, very neat. Very cool, just like that. Very cool. Gotta have that dark shadow underneath there for me. All right, it is so filthy over here. It's never gotten that bad.
Wow.
Never. All right, let's do something down around the bottom over here. Which means we may have to get out some more paint. Believe it or not, we may have to go to the box and get out more paint. I'm gonna try to use every color I have. The brown, the dark, the black, the green, that purpley bit, all sorts of stuff. And then maybe here, since we don't have much, we'll try to just save. There we go. There we go. That whole front section is going to be a big old bush right there, leading all the way up over to here. So we are going to need to get out more paint. That's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. And all nice and thick. And come over here. Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. Get all those little thick bits, the little chunky, grassy tree limbs, and all sorts of stuff. That's why I like bouncing up as well. Bounce it upwards, and that way you get all these cool little things. Come over here.
Ross Richard says maybe add a Sasquatch.
Yes, that would be cool.
You could just have him poking out one of the Christmas trees on the grass.
Yeah, right? He's like, hey, what are you guys up to?
Who lives in that cabin?
Yeah, right? Like, I'm about to go throw a rock at that thing. That's what Sasquatch would do. I'll throw a rock at that sucker. Alright, come up here on this guy, just so we have a little bit of difference. Gotta push our trees back.
Difference in what, babe?
Difference in color!
Wah, 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 wah.
That's Lennon's favorite part of the show.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. Now we'll do some crazy, like, beautiful orange and pinky yellowy flowers. Let's clean off this brush, and it's the last time we're going to have to use it. Coming up. We'll highlight all these brushes with this thing. Bushes, not brushes, bushes. Highlight all the bushes with that brush, and then be done. Where's the family going to go in this guy? Maybe up here? Maybe over here? Ooh, deep in that red back there? That would be cool. Where do you want to be, honey?
On a beach somewhere?
Ah!
Is that not an appropriate answer?
That was funny. Look how quick London is, guys. This is what I have to... She's like so quick that then she has to sometimes explain her own jokes back to me because she was too fast and they went over my head. And I'm really psyched about doing the... we have another 24 by 36 inch canvas that we're going to do long ways like this. Very long, crazy looking thing that we prepped with our black gesso, so we'll get all these very cool faraway trees and differences and stuff like that back there. Oh, it's going to be great. I don't know when we're going to do it, but I have it prepped and ready. We're going to do it eventually. Eventually, it will get done.
The fans are here for Joshy Poo.
Ha! What is that, Kaleo calling me that?
Of course.
Kaleo, that person has not emailed me from the gallery, so, which is why I haven't emailed you or talked to you about it. Still waiting on them to get back to me from there. I don't know if you want to reach out or whatever, or if we just wait. We just wait. It's all good. We can just wait. All right. But yeah, maybe you want to reach out to them and see if they've got at least like a time frame when they're going to contact me. Man, they've got dirty up in here, guys.
Up in here.
Up in here. Up in here. All right. Let's get that done. Oh, man, this is a beauty, though. Lots of depth, lots of distance, lots of bushes, lots lot of mess. Look at the mess we've created today. Across the whole palette worth of mess. All right. Acting like I'm cleaning up. I'm not. I'm just prepping to... I need some clean space.
Sasquatch on a floaty in the lake.
In the lake, that would be cool. If I could paint, like, you know, figures of people, I'd definitely do that. On the lake, he's got a margarita in his hand, a little umbrella coming out of the glass. Fantastic.
Do you like pina coladas?
Yeah. That's Sasquatch's favorite song. Nobody knows, but that's his favorite song. Alright, let's see. We're gonna need a ton more liquid white. So we gotta get the liquid white out. Back into the little petri dish. Jar lid, whatever you call yours. Call mine a little petri dish. Makes me seem like a scientist. I'm doing my science over here in my petri dish.
Caitlin said, I like the bouncing up too.
Yeah. Foul.
I know.
Alright, gonna come in here. Let's get a little bit of our yellow ochre first. Right onto the brush, right through the liquid white, back in here. Really get it in there. Tap it in so you get all these cool little things. And then maybe, I don't know, a little bit of a bush starts to appear over here. He's like, oh, I want to live down there. And they're like, oh, cool, come on down. All right, maybe another little guy over here. Just because. Why not? Just because. Now I'm going to clean off that brush, right? I don't want to contaminate all these gorgeous little colors. Let's go back into the liquid white. Back over here, let's go into the red. Just straight up into the red, dab it in, get it on the brush. Come over here, maybe there's a little bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of red guy over there. A little bit of white, and with that guy, made him look kind of neat. Don't want to cover all the way down. Remember, you got to have a little shadow underneath. But you do have to work in layers, right? Maybe this guy's not so bright. The sun's not going to make it all the way over here. Not this late in the afternoon. Remember, you have all of that thick, dark color underneath that wants to trade places with all of this stuff, right? Ooh, very bright little guy right there. I love the little bits of yellow that get attached to the white.
CMJ on YouTube says, Josh, how many years have you been painting?
I've been painting for 3 years. Back in 2019 I started, and just kind of went on from there. By 2020 I think I was doing videos that no one would watch, and then in 2021 the channel really started taking off and jumping up, and now in 2022 we get about 1,000 views a day, about 28,000 views in the last 28 days, which is kind of impressive to me. I don't know.
It's really impressive. What do you mean it's kind of impressive?
Well, I mean,
That's a lot of minutes.
other people have bigger numbers.
It doesn't matter.
That's not minutes, that's views. Like the 28,000 views, that 28,000 people have clicked and watched the video, in the last 28 days,
Right.
which is rad.
And in comparison to the fact that people didn't watch any video period before,
Yeah.
that's kind of massively impressive.
It is a little impressive.
Massively impressive.
I just don't like to toot my own horn. There we go. Brighten these guys up a little bit over here.
Doo, doo, doo. I'll toot it for you.
Toot my horns. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Filling them up. But we're not covering up all the dark areas, right? That's not what you want to do. Gotta leave some of those areas. The light just can't reach as far down as it wants to. Almost forgot about our last little tree over there. Gotta get him some love. with our liquid white back into our yellowish greenish. Pop it in up here. Just start coming in, making little dabs. Filling them in. Working, going, okay, the tree, maybe it's got a branch that comes out like that, right? And then there'd be a branch underneath it. But maybe that branch was over that way, or this guy was over here. Or it all started turning, or they started to come together. There was some on this side, on that side, on that side, on this side. There's another tree off to the side you can't even see. It's growing into the frame. You know what I mean? All depends on what you want yours to look like. And that's what's the most fantastic part about art, is they're all going to look a little bit different, and they're all going to be fantastic. It'll be fantastic. Fan-stinkin-tastic. Okay. Let's see. There we go. A little bit of greenery.
PM.
A 2-hour show for you guys. You should feel lucky. Just popping in a couple little differences.
Differences
Changing
in
it
what?
up. Color. Differences in color. Changing it up in the front. Doing all sorts of little things. And the more and more and more we do, the more and more and more it just looks awesome. So. Now, this one will be available in the Etsy store just like it was before until it got repainted. And you can pick it up Etsy.com. Well, PaintWithJosh.Etsy.com. Easiest place to go. Easiest place to go. You can always support us on Amazon.com/shop/PaintWithJosh. That's an affiliate link, so we do make money off anything you purchase through there. You can go to Facebook.com/PaintWithJosh, YouTube.com/PaintWithJosh, Instagram.com/PaintWithJosh. TikTok.com/PaintWithJoshK. Instagram's PaintWithJoshK as well. Let's see. There's so many places. So many things. We're on Pinterest. We're all over the place. So go to PaintWithJosh.com. Get your tickets for the raffle tomorrow. I'm going to show you the paintings right here in a second. Just give me a second.
The raffle's on Sunday.
Yeah, painting on the raffle on Sunday. My fault. My fault. Let's see. Still got to add the family. Don't want to get yelled at.
Who's
All
gonna
the-
yell?
The fans yell when we don't add the family.
Ah.
A little bit of thinner. Can we zoom the cameras all the way out now?
Yeah, I think they already are.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
A little bit of thinner, a little bit of on our liner brush over here. Come up and maybe our little guys live right there.
Stop wiggling.
Me? Or the canvas?
The iPad.
Ah, there we go. Everything's wiggling today. The canvas, the iPad, Josh, London, we're all wiggling.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Alright, let's take our signature over here this time. Maybe it'll be so far out of frame that you won't even see it in the camera. Damn. Cool. Looks good to me. So I can't wait to show you what we got for the raffle on Sunday. That's going to be a lot of fun. I really need to clean off this palette. I was going to try to salvage any amount of this, but it's so thick and just been on there so long. There we go. All right, let me grab those canvases real quick. Hang on. Don't leave. Don't leave, guys.
These two and that one?
What's that? No, not that one. This one, that one, and that one.
Oh, got it.
I put them close so I could grab them when the time came.
Don't mind me having no idea what the paintings are we're doing a raffle on.
It's all right. I'm just glad I remembered to bring them home from work. They
Me
were
too.
all hanging down at work. And
Make sure your hands are clean.
I will. I'm going to take these gloves off before I even touch those. So let me finish what we got going on over here. Tell the peoples. What does everyone think?
They love it.
Just kind of made it up as we go. You know what I mean? Which is you run into a few areas where things might have worked out a little better if we had done something else, or it would look better with yours if you did it this way. And you're free to change and go a certain, you see something, go that way. Go follow it.
These are dry, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those are dry. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to follow the video completely from end to end. It is cool to see if you can and to see how well it turns out. But if you see something in the middle of your painting and you're like, oh, mine would look really neat if there was, if the mountain was on this side or if everything was opposite, go for it. Like, I'm not stopping you from changing anything about it. I'm just here to give you the ideas and show you that, you can literally make it up as you go and have fun with it and try different colors and try different techniques and try different things. And it's, it's a fun time. Have loads of fun. So, until we see you guys again next time, we have a video coming out Sunday along with the raffle. So go to PaintWithJosh.com, get your raffle tickets. And we're giving away one of these 3 paintings for $1. As little as $1 anyway. We have painting number 1, the kind of, it's the Alaskan iceberg one. Gorgeous, right?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. We have that one. We have the one we did live on Father's Day, the kind of galactic wave painting we did on Father's Day. Some of these even still have little bits of like bristle stuck in them. So it's a real painting.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. And then we have one of the most popular recent ones that we've done was that desert scene that we recently did. So again, you could own one of these original canvas paintings, signed on the back, dated, all that stuff, for as little as $1. So go to PaintWithJosh.com. You want to put these back over there, babe? Go to PaintWithJosh.com, get your tickets, and then we'll see on Sunday who's going to win, and we'll have the painting shipped right to you. We'll contact you for your address, get the painting out to you. It's going to be a load of fun. And anybody in here who's won, you can tell anybody else. Oh, hell. That just got everywhere.
Fantastic.
But at least it was
And
all...
it went on the carpet.
Nah.
Yes, it did.
Just a little.
I'm staring at it.
Just a little.
You need to realign that blanket.
Just a little. See, it's gone.
Okay, perfect.
Get it while it's wet.
That's what he said.
Ah, you're gross.
I'm sorry.
It's a family show.
It is a family show. How do you think families are created? Okay, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
All right, guys. Well, we're almost done. We are almost done. Trying to get the last little bit of liquid white out of the jar lid so I can put the lid back on the jar. There we go. Perfection. Okay, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun. It was a long one. Nice long video for you guys. Take your time. You don't have to do it as fast as we do it around here. You can stop. That's the fun part about you guys. You don't have to finish it in one sitting. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it done. You can cover over it again and repaint it again right after you get through, right? So, but for me, it's Friday night, and I've had a long day at work, an even longer day painting, and it's time to go relax. So until we see you guys again next time, new video on Sunday with the drawing, another video coming out on Wednesday, which I'll paint tomorrow and then put out on Wednesday, so I don't even know what it is yet. And until we see you guys again next time, take care, have the rest of a good day, and pow! Get them out of here.